Welcome friends, myself Bhushan Patil, UPSC coach. Welcome you on the behalf of the Unique Academy Pune. Now this is our offline and online session of 1 year integrated batch. Actually, there was slight miscommunication in the morning. That's why some students were present in the classroom. Uh, there was some miscommunication regarding timing. So today actually session is in the evening, that is 5 to 7 p.m. So it's an introductory session. Today's subject is Civil Services Examination Introduction. And the student who are present in the morning, I hope they are attending this session on online mode on YouTube channel. So we will start this session. Before starting this session, I would like to tell you about tomorrow's that session, tomorrow's schedule. Tomorrow is MPSC prelim examination. Because of MPSC prelim examination, we have cancelled tomorrow's lecture because so many students they are giving tomorrow's MPSC prelim examination. Okay, those who are actually working student or who completed their graduation and want to join this batch. Okay, so when we got the request, and accordingly we have cancelled tomorrow's lecture, and today also we are taking this introductory lecture. Let's start now. And in between, if you have any queries, you can ask me your queries regarding this batch. You can ask me your queries regarding UPSC preparation, regarding syllabus, everything. So before starting, I would like to tell you about this batch. Then we'll proceed with the civil services examination introduction. So about this batch. So this batch is for whom? This is the first question. This is a 1 year integrated weekend batch, right? So this batch is for three type of students. First, this batch is for working student. Means student who are doing their job and Saturday and Sunday they have off. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday they can attend lectures and they can pursue their dream. So this is for those professionals who are working 5 days a week. The second type of students who are doing their graduation. So this chunk is also more. Some students they want to clear this examination at earlier, or they start their preparation at the age of 19 or 20 or 21 when they are in their final year of graduation or third year of graduation. Now here, when you are in your third year of Okay. Sorry for some technical error. There was slightly disconnection in internet. Now we'll resume our lecture. I will share screen. On your screen, you can see today's subject, that is Civil Services Examination Introduction. Okay, you can see it here. So here we'll go on the next slide, prelim exam syllabus. Now here I will introduce you prelim stage, main stage and interview stage. Now before starting this, a small description about this UPSC examination, UPSC Civil Services Examination. You all know this examination is conducted to recruit candidate for the post of All India services. There are three services which come into All India services. These are Indian Administrative Service, second Indian Police Service, and third is Indian Forest Service. But for Indian Forest Service, main examination is different. But for civil services and forest services, prelim examination is same. And after that, remaining services are central services. In central services, there are Indian Foreign Service, Indian Revenue Service, then Indian Postal Service, Indian Audit and Account Services. In this way, there are several central services. So this through this examination, you can go on this different position at All India level. Most lucrative services are, or most of the time student knows only IAS and IPS, or at the most Indian Foreign Service. But I will tell you, beside these services, other services are also important. They also actually contribute in the development of country, and they are also good career services. In my last session, I explained you about career services. In this examination, there are three stages. First is prelim examination, second is main examination, and third is interview. So these are three stages of this examination. And in the prelim examination, almost 10 lakh students they fill a form, and around 2 to 3 lakh students they give actual examination. Out of those 2 to 3 lakh students, we can say around 50,000 students they are serious, and around 800 to 900 students are selected every year in these services. After clearing prelim examination, you are selected for main examination, and if there is a one post in the civil services, then 1:13. Means if there is a one post, then 13 times students are selected for a main examination. Suppose there are 1,000 posts in UPSC examination, then around 12.5 to 13,000 students they are selected for main examination. Out of that, around 2 times to 2.5 times students are selected for an interview. Means for personality test. Means suppose 13,000 students are selected for main examination, then out of 13,000, around 2,000 or 2,500 students will be selected for interview, and out of that 800 to 900 students will be selected in the final list. So in this way, this examination is conducted. Now here, for main examination, syllabus is well defined. Okay, but in prelim examination, syllabus is not well defined. I will show you here first syllabus, then I will also explain you type of question which come in the prelim examination. In prelim examination, there are two papers. Most of you may know these two papers. First is GS paper, General Studies paper, and second is Civil Services aptitude test. Generally, students call it CSAT. Okay, Civil Services Aptitude Test. I would like to emphasize one point. Year by year, this CSAT paper is becoming more difficult. CSAT paper is qualifying paper, 200 marks paper. It's a qualifying paper. But even then, so many students, they are feeling or facing difficulty in qualifying CSAT paper. That's why, even though it is qualifying paper, I will request to all students, you start your preparation of CSAT at the earliest, because there is no specific syllabus, means more practice is there. It is not, suppose there are concepts, polity, geography is not there, so that you will read it, conceptual clarity will be there and it will help you. So this will not happen in CSAT paper. So comprehension is your ability. So it is not actually developing your knowledge, but improving your ability. Same is about the mental ability. You will have to practice it day by day, or every day, suppose, or almost we can say few hours a week. Means suppose you can decide 8 to 10 hours a week, means 2 hours a day. If you are practicing it, then you will not face problem in actual examination, because comprehension is also difficult in that exam. And even engineering background student, technical background student, they face difficulty in qualifying CSAT paper. I have seen some student who have clear or whose score is more in GS paper, but they didn't qualify in CSAT paper. You will find many of this type of students in recent 2-3 years. That's why I will request you, you start your preparation for CSAT paper right from this stage, because here many of the students will give their first attempt after 2 years, or some student will give their attempt after 3 years, but working student may give their attempt immediately next year. So here about GS paper. So this is a prelim exam syllabus for GS paper. Now here you can see this almost 7 points are given here, and you can see this point. Okay, so here general points are given. First point, you can say current event of international and national importance. Current event of national and international importance. So here you will see in this current examination, so many questions were asked of this type. So many institutions were asked, and they were related with the current content. I will show you this type of example. Now, how to prepare this? Nothing is given here. Whether you shall prepare WTO, United Nations, okay, whether you shall prepare Human Rights Organization, UNESCO. There are so many organizations. Whether you shall prepare relationship between India and European Union, Indo-US relationship, which or about G20. There are different organizations. Okay, so here we'll have to study this different organization. So simply what we can do, we will actually expand this syllabus. We will expand this syllabus means what? We will relate it with the previous year question papers. Means previous year almost 7 to 8 years question paper we will see. We will find out on which organizations UPSC is asking question. We'll make a list of those organizations. Then we will find out the basics. We will read basics of those organizations. And after that, knowing basics of those organizations and relations, we will relate it with the current event. And from PYQs, you will get an idea how we can actually read it, or from current event exactly what we can read. Almost 7 to 8 of this type of questions you will get in actual examination. About prelim examination, even though these 7 points are given here, okay, you can see here these are 7 points. These are 7 points here. Out of these 7 points, okay, out of these 7 points, weightage is not defined by UPSC. Means some year on this current national and international importance, there may be 10 questions, and some year there will be only 3 questions. I can give you an example of history of India and Indian national movement. Now here, second point, history of India. Now here, ancient medieval history and modern Indian history is separate. You can see 2000 is 23 prelim question paper. There are almost no question on Indian national movement, or one or two questions they are superimposed on general knowledge, and those questions are asked on Indian national movement. Means on modern Indian history, very less questions are asked, but more questions are asked on ancient and medieval history, ancient and medieval Indian history. And here, even though it is not given, but in history of India, part of this art and culture is more here. Weightage is more here in the art of in the art and culture part. So here, art and culture part, again, it is very vast. In the classroom, teachers will tell you, teachers will teach you this art and culture part. So here, instead of preparing it at last, you can prepare it in the initial period, because we are well known about the modern Indian history, because we know various events from 1857 to 1947, because India's struggle for independence started very early. But 1857 revolt, that we know, many students know 1857 revolt and important incidences. Means we know actually initial era of Congress, we know era related with the Lokmanya Tilak, era related with the Gandhiji, and after 1930, those many events we know. 1942, that is important year in the Indian national movement, that we know. Okay, Quit India movement. So here we are aware about modern Indian history. So I will advise you, you prepare modern Indian history later on, and you prepare history of India, ancient and medieval history in the initial period, so that you will become acquainted with that part which is difficult to comprehend. And art and culture part, in main examination, relatively its importance is less. In main examination, more question will come on Indian national movement. But this art and culture part is very important in prelim examination. Sometimes 5 to 7 questions are asked on this art and culture part, and out of 5 to 7 questions, if you are marking 3 to 4 questions correctly, then it is really great advantage, because many general students, they lack in art and culture. Okay, and which book to read, from where to prepare it. In the classroom, our teachers will explain you those books name, and you will get class notes also. You will get printed notes also. But I will advise you, you try to go beyond it, because UPSC is a dynamic examination. Otherwise, it would have become simple for all students. Miss the classes would have given you notes, and those notes would have been sufficient for this examination. But you all know, classes play important role in your preparation, but up to particular level. After that level, how you are applying that knowledge, that is very important. So here it was about the second point. Now we'll go on the third point. Third point is about the India and world geography. Now here India and world geography, how many questions come on India and world geography? So here depends. So generally 14 to 20 questions. Okay, we'll say 14 to 20 question comes on Indian and world geography. So here Indian and world geography, NCERT books play very important role. Similarly, on history of India, ancient and medieval history, your NCERT books, they are extremely important. That's why do not wait for anyone to tell you that you read NCERT books for history, you read NCERT books for geography. You do not wait for it. Okay, so here ancient medieval history books, you read NCERT books for ancient and medieval history. Then Indian world geography also, NCERT books are extremely important. At least for prelim examination, in main examination also, some topic you can directly answer from the NCERT books. That is relatively simple content. If you are reading it before classroom teaching, then definitely its application in main examination you can understand very well, and you will get real benefit of classroom teaching. Otherwise, what happened? Students learn basic terms, basic terminology of geography in the classroom. Yes, in the classroom, teachers will explain you those terminologies. But when teacher will explain you that application, it will be difficult for students who are actually learning geography for the first time. Means those terms they are reading for the first time since their school days. So it is almost gap of more than 5 to 6 years. You don't know these terms or you are not familiar with the geographical terms. So here, out of 14 to 20 question in geography, recent trend was that more question UPSC was asking on Indian geography and less question UPSC was asking on world geography, world physical and social geography or economic geography. The geography of India is divided into physical geography. Physical geography means what? Mountains, rivers, plain, plateau, then different events related with geomorphology. This is your physical geography. And other term, economic geography means related with economic activities, means location of industries, then minerals, their distributions. Okay, so related economy related with geography, and same is with the social geography. It relates with the settlements. It relates with the cultural part. It relates with the tribe. Okay, so here on this world geography also this year in 2023 UPSC asked more question. That was a change in trend. That's why even though on world geography UPSC was asking 2-3 questions every year, I will advise you, you don't rely on it. You prepare both Indian geography and world geography. No doubt you prepare Indian geography more, but world geography NCERT books and one book is by GC Leong that you must know. Okay, so that you can prepare. So this was about the third point of prelim examination. Then we'll go on the fourth point, that is Indian polity and governance. So Indian polity means which book you know about Indian polity? Lakshmikant, right? Everyone knows Lakshmikant's book on Indian polity, but I will advise you, you do not read that book on day-to-day basis because that is very huge book. Very heavy information is loaded in that book. You can see for main examination paper 2 is slightly different. Means in paper 2, that is Indian polity and governance in main examination, means there are 20 topics in Indian polity and governance paper in mains, and out of those 20 topics, only 9 topics are related with Indian polity, 11 to 16 topics are related with governance, and 17 to 20 topics are related with international relations. So here in Indian polity, almost 11 topics are not covered for main examination. Out of 11 topics also, I can give you assurity. For mains, you will find answer only of 3 to 4 questions at the max from that book. Out of 20 questions in main examination, you will get answer of only 3 to 4 questions in main examination. That's why with this Lakshmikant, you can take down your notes, or in this batch, I will give you my own notes. Those notes will be sufficient for you for prelim examination, and some notes where dynamic questions are asked. So that part we discuss in the classroom, we develop points in the classroom. So those notes also I will provide you in the classroom. I will teach you Indian polity here. So here beside that book, so these notes, some help you can take from internet, some help you can take from newspapers, and you can read it. So in this way, you can prepare Indian polity and governance. So here, even though it is simple, student invest their lot of time in reading Indian polity and governance. If you are reading PYQs on Indian polity, in my previous session also I talk about the previous year questions. If you are reading PYQs on Indian polity, you will get an idea on which part questions are asked by UPSC. So here, no need to read each and every statement from Lakshmikant, because that detailed information is not asked by UPSC. So instead of that, which part is important, which concepts are important, those concepts you learn in the classroom, you relate it with the actual examination. Always keep question paper with you. prelim question paper, mains question paper. You always keep ready with you. Okay. Then fifth part, that is related with Indian economy. Specifically, here you can see economic and social development. You can see here it's a economic and social development. And in the economic and social development, different points are covered. Now here, no specific topics we can decide on which question will come. Here we learn in the classroom complete Indian economy. And that Indian economy, we relate it with the current event, like events related with sustainable development, financial inclusion, demographics, etc. Here also I will tell you trend. How is the trend? So here on economic, Indian economy in 2022, conceptual questions were asked by UPSC. Conceptual question means what? Means UPSC asked particular terms and in the answer, they asked the student to recognize meaning of that term or related statements were given. Means no data was asked, no content related with budget was asked, no content related with economic survey was asked. So that was a more conceptual type of paper. So the student decided that paper was on the conceptual clarity only. Some student, they neglected current events or current data related with Indian economy. But this year trend change. UPSC always keeps trend changing. But from that also we try to find out trend. So here economic data and basics of Indian economy, both you must know. But economic data, how you will understand if you don't know basic building blocks of Indian economy? That's why we start Indian economy earlier, so that student understand basics of Indian economy and they can relate it with the Indian economy, those questions or concepts. They can understand newspaper related with Indian economy. They can understand budget. They can understand economic survey. We start this conceptual clarity in the initial stage of our teaching. Okay, so that is related with Indian economy. Now, this Indian economy is difficult for students because many students, they don't read Indian economy in their college curriculum or in school curriculum. Most of the students, they face difficulty in Indian economy. From where to read it? So best solution here, classroom notes will be better one for you to learn this Indian economy paper. Basic NCERT book you can read, but that's utility is relatively less. NCERT book utility is relatively less on Indian economy. Yes, that is necessary, but as like a geography book, then ancient and medieval history book, means some question come directly from that book. Same is here, but relatively I'm saying economics, it is less sufficient or it's a starting point. After that, classroom notes are extremely important. Here, our faculty member gives you his own notes related with Indian economy, and they are really simple, lucid and easy to understand notes. They will help you to develop your building blocks related with Indian economy and related with social development. So that is more as a data rather than concept. I mean, different schemes are there. Means on social development, social schemes, some questions are asked in this year also, 2023. Almost, I think 4 questions were asked on different schemes. So the 4 questions were on the social development. Okay, so in this way, you will see this Indian economy and social development. Now, most important and difficult part in prelim examination. Okay, important and difficult part in prelim examination, it's related with the environment and ecology. Now you can see here this environment and ecology part. So biodiversity, climate change, etc. that is included here. You can generally consider that is just environment and ecology part. Okay, right again here. So here environment and ecology. On environment and ecology, almost 20 questions are asked. 15 to 20 questions. Sometimes geography and ecology are overlapped. So similar to Indian economy, here ecology and environment, that part is new for us. Okay. When I ask question to many students, you start your preparation from which subject? Even in classes, we will also start our this teaching from polity or so modern Indian history. Okay, but I advise to students, you start your preparation from economics and ecology because that is a difficult part. But students afraid to it, त्यांना सर्वांना त्याची भीती वाटते, and they start thinking UPSC is very difficult. So instead of that, developing that fear, we start our preparation with reading Indian polity and modern Indian history. As I will ask you a question, do you know any book on environment and ecology which is useful for UPSC examination? Do you know it, name of that book? Okay, Indian polity book, you know. Modern Indian history, which book? Spectrum. So you know name of these books, but ecology don't know. Okay, even there are so many terms in ecology. We are not known to those terms. We are not acquainted with the different laws related with environment and ecology. Can you tell me one or two laws that you know related with ecology and environment? At least one or two laws. Even though that name is vague. Actually, in the class, if there are students, I'm asking question to them. Right? See, I'm just showing you picture. I'm just showing you reality. Why students actually they lag behind to other students who are successful or who get success earlier, because the way they prepare, that is different. So here difficult things you pick up first. So ecology and Indian economy both are relatively difficult because those are not known subject. They are slightly technical subject. Means there are terminologies in this subject. You must know those terminologies. In ecology, there are different enactments, different laws. We must know those laws. We must know provision in those laws. There are different institutions related with ecology. We must know those institutions. Then in biodiversity, some questions are asked on flora and fauna. Questions are asked on plants. Questions are asked on animals. Now this happens, we don't know name of those animals many times. When we read it in the examination, we think, but when we see that picture, in day-to-day life also we have seen that bird or animal. So here you make a habit to see picture of that flora, fauna, or animals, birds, because category of birds, animals, specific features, these are asked in examination. And this is not that much simple. Suppose I'm asking you menu which people eat in, suppose Korea, South Korea. North Korea, no one knows what they eat, but at least in South Korea, we don't know it. But Punjabi dishes we know, because in day-to-day life we listen those names. Maharashtrian dishes, day-to-day life we listen those names. Same is here. Indian polity is like in this Maharashtrian dishes, Punjabi dishes we know. But here it is like South Korean or those Vietnam dishes. We haven't heard about these dishes. So here in this ecology, environment, its basic part, laws, you start preparing right from now. Suppose some conceptual part you will not understand, wait for classroom teaching. No problem. But at least some laws, they are very simple. Because laws are just information. You just see question paper, prelim question paper, and try to understand those terminologies. Sorry. Even through PYQs, you can expand this ecology part, because beyond this, nothing is given by UPSC. Okay. Different books are written by classes or some author. On the basis of what they read book. Syllabus is not given by UPSC. So here, From the PYQs, we develop our understanding and define syllabus. But it goes on changing. Books are also updated, but ultimately updation is less. That's why in ecology, books are helpful, but only limited way they are helpful. Let's suppose Indian polity, history, most of the part you will get in books. But on ecology, most of the parts you will not get in book. Some basic terminologies are there. That is a basis. But on the basis of that, how it is related with current event, that you must know. And what is happening around you related with ecology, pollution part, that you can see. Okay, so I will advise you to start this subject first. And last point, we'll see general science, and after that, we'll go on question paper. See, this is civil services examination introduction. This is title of this lecture. So I will making you aware about the syllabus of prelim examination and main examination, and I will show you some questions also, how they are related. So first of all, what understanding we are developing here? In prelim examination, 7 topics are given by UPSC, but they are just broader statements. We must develop detailed syllabus of prelim examination. We must expand this syllabus. So how we can expand this syllabus? We can expand this syllabus with the help of teachers, with the help of PYQs. PYQs means previous year question papers. Means in detail you develop this syllabus. Because what to read you must know. Don't read books. Read examination content. Because in books some content may be irrelevant to the examination. What students do, they pick up book and start reading it from page first to last. But how much part is relevant, that you must know. That's why I always advise you see syllabus, you see PYQs. From that you develop your idea about examination. You prepare your mental map regarding examination. I asked to student, even after 6 months to 1 year, to some student, how many topics are there in paper first of GS for main examination? How many topics are there in paper 2? They don't know those topics. They don't remember syllabus. Then I asked them, what are you reading? You are reading whatever is given in the classroom. You are reading whatever is coming in the newspaper. You are listening whatever videos are coming on YouTube. All these things are scattered. With classes, we try to depend on the content, but sometimes some basics also we teach in the classroom considering all students. But suppose you are well aware or well developed in that content, then you can go at the higher stage. Now, last topic is general science. Last topic you can see general science. Now, general science means exactly what? Here, whether they are asking about nuclear technology, whether UPSC is asking about space science, whether UPSC is asking about the medical science, means biology, nothing is defined. So UPSC is not, whether UPSC is asking basics of physics, chemistry, biology, nothing is defined. But through PYQs, we can find out most of the question comes on science and technology part. That is the application part. 10 years before, UPSC was asking question on basics of physics, chemistry and biology. More question used to come on the biology. But in last 10 years, that trend is changed. So whatever developments that are happening in science and technology, on those development questions are like, I will ask you a simple question. Have you heard the name of DNA fingerprinting? Or I will ask you simple, stem cell. Okay. Now stem cells related news comes in the newspaper or in some magazines. So what are these stem cells? What exactly is happening related with these stem cells? Then that genome sequencing, what does it mean? In space science, recently I will give one example of this Sunday's examination, means in the 2023 examination, one question was asked on the ballistic missile. and the cruise missile. So ballistic missile, why it is called ballistic missile? Why it is called cruise missile? Have you heard about the GSLV, geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle? In that vehicle, cryogenic engine is used. So cryogenic engine means exactly what? Why it is called cryogenic engine? Which type of fuel is used there? Nowadays, we are talking about the hybrid cars. We are talking about the hydrogen fuel. In recent year, there was a question on hydrogen fuel also. So these are recent happening in science and technology. They are related with IT, they are related with the physical science, they are related with the chemistry also, they are related with the biology also. So what exactly is happening in the world related with this basic science, its application? We must know it. But to understand it, you must know the basic physics, basics chemistry, and basic biology. So here I will not advise you just pick up 11 or 12 that physics book, biology book and start from start to end. This will waste a lot of time. This is not the proper way to study it. You just see those terminologies, means that application part, and related with that, if particular concept is there and you are feeling you are facing difficulty in understanding it, then you go on the basics. But some terminologies, definitely you can read related with the sales or some basic things. So I'm not actually faculty of science and technology, so I cannot tell you detailed part. Okay, but that some basic part you read, and after that you can relate it with this application part. In the classroom, teacher will try to relate this application part with the basic science. So our major focus will be on the application part, which is demand of the present time. In the prelim examination and main examination also question come on that part. Now here, out of these 7 topics, on one topic also question are asked. That is GK and miscellaneous part. General knowledge and miscellaneous part. Now general knowledge and miscellaneous means exactly what? Here you cannot define that part under which sub we can say part that question will come. Means whether it's a physics, polity question, whether it is whether it is a geography part or polity part or history part, you cannot define it. Okay, but here whatever these events are happening around you, so they are related with the syllabus indirectly, and those questions are asked. So this miscellaneous type of questions means that is a hazard part. So that hazard part also you can prepare taking clue from PYQs and whatever is actually taught in the classroom. Even though that part is not taken in the classroom, even though that is not directly related with the examination, but you can learn it. Okay, you can see it. Like suppose simple thing, you can see this AC air conditioning. Now in these air conditioners, some stars are given there. You can see those stars. So why stars are given there? What does it mean by 4-star? It saves energy means exactly what is happening. Electricity, this AC and DC current means exactly what? These questions were asked in UPSC, and UPSC will ask this type of questions. Even though regular books or classroom in your discussion studies, this type of things may not come. You always remember that every detail to teach in the classroom, any classroom in India is not possible. Whoever is saying this, they are bluffing. म्हणजे पॉसिबलच नाहीये, कारण की काही पार्ट हा अनप्रिडिक्टेबल असतोच. फक्त आपण काय करतो, UPSC ला डिफाईन करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो आणि बेसिक बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स डेव्हलप करायचं आणि ऍप्लिकेशन ऑफ माइंड म्हणजे विचार करणं शिकवतो. विचार करणं इथे महत्वाचं आहे. टू अप्लाय युअर माइंड इज इम्पॉर्टंट. नाउ आय विल शेअर हिअर question paper. Through that question paper, you will get an idea. So this is a prelim question paper. It is in front of you. 2-3 questions I will show. Then I will go on the mains paper. Means which type of question come and what to read. Like suppose here this question you can see is asked on Jhelum River, Krishna River and Gandak River. Now this is a basic geography question. Basic, like this Ular Lake, so many students know that Ular Lake, Koleru Lake, okay, Kanwar Lake. These are given in NCERT books also. Rivers and the relation with lake, that is asked. NCERT books. Now, if you are relying for that part on classroom teaching, then it is wrong. In classroom, teachers will take it, no doubt. In classroom, but application is more important. These are the basic things. These basic things you prepare right from now. Before starting classes, even though actually in classes, economics you are studying, these basics of history, geography, you can prepare, or ecology you can prepare. Okay. So this is a basic part. We can say this question is asked on Indian geography. Now, same way, this question is on the Indian geography, that is on ports. This is about the infrastructure of India, ports in India, and this part is related with general knowledge about these ports. Whether that port is the largest port, whether this port is the largest container port, whether it's the largest privately owned port in India. So here when you are reading related with ports, this information or this question shall come in your mind. Which type of question UPSC may ask us on this content? Suppose ports. These ports are like, located on east coast or west coast of India. This can be a question. This port is a natural port or it is artificially created port or artificially constructed port. This port is suppose government port or it's a privately owned port in India. So in this way, question may come. Or what is the utility of that port? That port is connected or located in which state? What is economic importance of that port? Which type of mineral or we can say what is the economic importance of that port? So this question shall come in your mind. So you become actually curious. Inquisitiveness, this is a very good word. म्हणजे तुम्हाला असं म्हणजे क्युरियोसिटी असली पाहिजे त्या गोष्टींविषयीची. You always remain curious in UPSC preparation. So this content will not become a bookish content. Your retention power will also increase. You will retain more content. That will increase. Okay. So this will happen here. Then I will take one or two questions, which is miscellaneous type of question or international relation also I will tell you. Okay, that is related to the world geography. I will show you question related with. So this is also world geography. See, here you can see this question on ecology. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset? 14 number question you can see. All students who are here online also they can see this question. Okay, why I'm saying you read ecology? Consider the following fauna. Okay, now how many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset? सूर्यास्तानंतर active कुठले कुठले असतात? One pair, two, or all three. That is asked. So lion tail macaque. Have you heard this name? Sujata, Pranita, Amol, Sanjay, Vijay. We have heard these names, right? Schwarzenegger. It is very difficult to pronounce. Schwarzenegger, right? Because these names are not known to us. You can also see about the French names, German names. We cannot pronounce those names. Similarly, these are the things. Now here, sambar deer or Malabar civet. So which are these animals? Which are these fauna? We must see their pictures. So don't just read it. Actively use internet. Internet is extremely useful. I always advise students you use internet, and if possible, you can take one laptop. Even then, it is of less quality because laptop is actually needed for us, or tab is needed for us just for searching information and storing and editing that information, because it becomes very easy to store that data. It becomes very easy. Okay. So here I will show you its Hindi version. Now in Hindi also, they have given similar names. Malabar civet, Siyapuch macaque. Okay. So here, when you will see these pictures, it will be easier for you to understand which is Malabar civet, which is sambar deer, and you can relate it with the answer. I will show you one question related with international relation. Then I will go on other part. You can see which one of the following countries has its own satellite navigation system. Okay, you can see question number 57. Which of the following countries has its own satellite navigation system? Now here, whether it's come in science and technology, what technology is there? Are they asking any technology? Are they asking any principle behind this technology? Are they asking us satellite navigation system means what? They are just asking simple information. Which country has its own satellite navigation system? And in PYQ also this type of question was asked. So this is related with international events, international institution, international relations, or some international news that you can read. So in this way, you develop habit of collecting information of this type, which is different, and UPSC may ask question of this type that you can collect. So this was related with the prelim paper. Now we will also see some part related with the mains examination. Do you have any doubt related with the prelim part? Anything you would like to ask? Related with content, related with how to prepare? Any one of you? Online also some students are here. Okay, so online student or those who are attending it on YouTube, you can ask your question in the chat box. I will answer your question. I will answer your question. You can ask it. Any one of you? You can write in chat box your query related with this batch also. Okay. That also you can ask here. Only 1 minute. I will just see messages if you're writing anything there. Okay, no questions, anything. Okay, we'll go on the next part. This was related with the prelim part. Okay, no questions, anything. Okay, we'll go on the next part. Now let's go on the mains related part. This main examination syllabus. In main examination, you can see this examination, main exam is of 1715 marks. So here there are 4 GS papers, GS first, second, third, and fourth. 4 GS paper, 1 essay paper. Okay, so these are the 1000 marks, 4 GS paper, then essay paper. Okay, and there are 2 papers of optional, 250 marks each. So those are the 500 marks. In this way, these are the 1715 marks, and after that, 275 marks interview. So in this way, this main examination is distributed. So here, first of all, we will see in brief. Here I cannot go in detail of main examination part, but here there are 5 papers. First of all, first that is essay paper, an essay paper. How to prepare this essay paper? Which type of topics are asked by UPSC? So here this essay paper is divided into 2 parts. Means in examination you will write 2 essays, and since previous few years UPSC is asking philosophical essays. So many those topics are philosophical topics. The most important thing which is becoming in those essay topic is understanding that heading. What exactly UPSC is asking to us? The question arises, how to prepare? So first, if your reading is varied, if you are reading different type of content, if you are reading political content, social content, economic content, philosophical content, and you have a habit of expressing yourself on different issues, different statement, different philosophy, then it will actually develop your brain in arranging your thought process and analyzing that topic. In the classroom, actually, some essays will be discussed, but that will be thought process of the teacher. You will understand it, but subject always change. So here, developing or building your brain muscles in thinking on essay topic, that is important. So many classes, this topic is taken less. So your best practice is that you write it and get it evaluate from your teachers. They will tell you what lacunas are in you, whether you are lacking in understanding that topic, whether you are lacking in developing points related with that topic. Means for every topic, there are different facets, different aspects. Simple, suppose social, political, economical, cultural aspects of particular topic. Suppose women development. This is a simple issue. Nowadays, no questions come on women development. But consider women development is a topic. In that topic, the women development, women empowerment related with social issues, related with economic issues, cultural issues. Okay. In this way, you can connect it. When you get that link, automatically that point is generated or that analysis is generated in your mind. You make this as a habit. Now I will show you here essay paper, which type of essays are asked, and you will get an idea about it. You can see it here. So this was 2023 essay paper. 4 topics were asked. First topic, forests are the best case studies for economic excellence. Believe me, hardly 1% or 2% student might have written essay on this topic. Hardly 1 or 2%, because it is slightly or technical essay. You must know detailed information. Forests are the best case studies for economic excellence. Now, how to relate economic excellence and forest? It is difficult. You must know detailed information regarding forest. It's a specific topic. Students who are actually having background of this environment and ecology, if they have done their graduation or post-graduation in this subject, they may write an essay on this part. General candidate cannot compete with them regarding this essay. That's why this type of essays are written only by few students, means only 1 to 2% student. I'm saying really 1 to 2% student, really 1 to 2% student. So this was the first topic. Second, now this is a general topic. Poets are unacknowledged legislators of the world. Legislator means who define, who prepare laws for us. Like our MLAs, MPs म्हणजे आपले आमदार आणि खासदार जे असतात ते आपल्याकरता कायदे बनवतात आणि त्या कायद्याच्या चौकटीत राहून सर्व समाज हा काम करत असतो. म्हणजे आमदार आणि खासदार हे कायद्याच्या चौकटीत राहून जे काम करतात, सॉरी आमदार आणि खासदार जो कायदा तयार करतात त्या कायद्याच्या चौकटीत राहून आपण जे काम करतो आणि आपण त्यात डिफाईन होतो, तर तशाच प्रकारचं एक सामाजिक अलिखित कायदे करण्याचं काम हे पोएट करतात का? वेदर पोएट्स आर प्रिपेरिंग दोज unacknowledged legislators of the world. Now here again this is a specific thing. How many poems do you know? How many poets do you know? And they are talking about the world. So at least 1 or 2 name of poets who are famous at international level we must know. And here we must know the different aspects. Now you might know some poet they write poem related with love, right? Some poet they write poem related with environment, right? निसर्ग कवी आपण मराठीत ऐकलेले आहेत, निसर्ग कवी. Some poets they write about the social issues. Some poets are revolutionary, right? Some poets are patriotic poets. बरोबर आहे? किती प्रकारचे पोएट्स आहेत बघा. मग ज्यांनी निसर्गाबद्दल लिहिलेलं आहे, मग निसर्गाबद्दल असताना निसर्गाचे काही नियम ते त्यातनं सांगतात का? आणि ते त्याच्या चौकटीत राहून आपण कार्य करतोय का? काही रिलेशन्सवर काही पोएटने कविता केलेल्या आहेत. अगेन इट इज अ डिफिकल्ट पार्ट, नॉट इझी, इट्स व्हेरी स्पेसिफिक. सो टॉपिक 1 इज गॉन, टॉपिक 2 इज ऑल्सो गॉन, नॉट टॉपिक 3. You can see topic 3 and 4. Yes, we have choices are given by UPSC, but actually these are not choices. You can see topic 3, history series of victories won by the scientific man over the romantic man. Now, can you define this statement? Anyone of you? History is a series of victories. म्हणजे इतिहासामध्ये आपण काय बघतोय? एक मालिकाच बघितली. कोणाची? तो विक्ट्रीज म्हणजे विजय won by the scientific man over the romantic man. Romantic man means what exactly? रोमॅन्टिक मॅनचा आपला शब्दचा अर्थ नका घेऊ की रुमानी मनुष्य, जो म्हणजे फक्त नॉन प्रॅक्टिकल, आशावादावर, कल्पनारम्य अशा गोष्टींवर असणारा, बोलणार, फक्त आनंद, ओके, जस्ट फिलॉसॉफी याच्यावर बोलणार असा व्यक्ती. तर हिस्ट्रीमध्ये मग असं आहे का? म्हणजे इन रियालिटी इट इज करेक्ट. हिस्ट्री शोज अस इट्स अ सिरीज ऑफ विक्टरीज won by the scientific man over the romantic man. But here we must have those incidences. Like suppose in Ramayana we know स्टोरी की रावणाने एक विमान आणलं होतं आणि सीतामैयाचं हरण केलं होतं. सो देर इज नॉट सायन्स, बट वी नो सायन्स लॅटर ऑन एरोप्लेन डेव्हलप. इन रियालिटी दॅट हॅपन. म्हणजे फक्त एक कविता किंवा महाकाव्य वगैरे काय जे असेल ते आवश्यकच आहे, पण मग वेळोवेळी सायंटिफिक मॅन वेदर ही won over the romantic man, yes, but romantic man is also important to show light or rays of hope to human being, to show path of happiness to human being. आता मला सांगा, हे पण इतकं सोपं आहे का लिहिणं? आपल्याला याचे एक्झाम्पल माहित असले पाहिजे, नंतर आपल्याला अनालिसिस करता आलं पाहिजे. रोमॅन्टिक मॅन and scientific man, which things are good in scientific man? Scientific man cannot give you direction. Scientific man cannot tell you what is good or bad, what is right or wrong. Scientific man cannot teach you moral principles. आता न्यूक्लियर टेक्नॉलॉजी, अणुबॉम्ब बनवला सायंटिफिक मॅन, बट इट इज यूज फॉर व्हॉट डिव्हास्टेशन. खरं तर अणुबॉम्बने काय केलंय, म्हणजे मानवाचं नुकसानच केलेलं आहे. मग दॅट इज सायंटिफिक मॅन. मग त्याच्यापेक्षा रोमॅन्टिक बँड हा अधिक चांगला राहिला असता. म्हणजे बघा दोघांचं कॉम्बिनेशन कसं हवं, दॅट वी मस्ट शो इन दॅट एसे. So this is also essay which is written by only around 5 to 10%. I'm taking maximum of. In section EA, because we talked with many students who gave their main examination, almost 90% student, they wrote only this essay. Ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ship is for. Ship which is harbor in ship in harbor is safe. म्हणजे जहाज जे असतं, जे किनाऱ्यावर असतं, किनाऱ्यावर तिकडे पार्क केलेलं असतं, ते सुरक्षित असतं. परंतु मग ते शिपचं पर्पजच ऍक्च्युअली इथे हॅम्पर होते ना. जर ते समुद्रामध्येच नाही गेलं, समुद्रामधल्या संकटांचा सामना जर त्या शिपने नाही केलं, तर त्याची युटिलिटी काय? सेम इज फॉर ह्युमन बिंग. आपण जर प्रोटेक्टेड राहिलो, आपण घरात प्रोटेक्टेड आहेत, आपण आपल्या समाजात प्रोटेक्टेड आहेत, आपण आपल्या देशात, गावात, शहरात प्रोटेक्टेड आहेत. If you are not crossing those boundaries, if you are not searching new fields, then we will not find out the different things in life which is fulfilling life of human being, which is developing life of human being, which is prospering life of human being. This you can relate with success also. Like suppose after your graduation, some students, they are trying for higher level. They are going for UPSC preparation. So you are taking challenge. Not necessarily all will become successful, but some will become successful. So for progress, actually, you must go in ocean or sea. Only ship in harbor, which is safe, that is not useful. So many students wrote essay on this part. Now here, what type of teaching will be helpful? Only discussion, right? Discussion and finding out many aspects of life. Now here in fourth essay, now you can relate it with the cultural part. You can relate it with the scientific part, science part. You can relate it with the social part. Which different things you can see. And how we achieve, or humanity as such got certain achievement because of this, that you can write in that essay. In this way, you can analyze this essay paper. Most important thing in essay paper is actually brainstorming, thinking on different aspects of that topic, understanding that topic, and after that, writing an essay and getting it evaluated from your teachers, from your mentors, because their feedback is important. Whether you are writing only on one side, you are not writing another aspect of that essay. Whether you're writing only examples and not writing analysis, that you will come to know after that evaluation. So you will get this evaluation in classroom. Okay. So this was related with essay. Now the next part, that is GS first, second, 3 and 4. Now for GS first part, that is related with Indian heritage and culture and history. So I will combinedly call it history, geography, and society part, Indian society part. Now this first paper is divided in 3 parts: history part, geography part, and Indian society part. Out of these parts, Indian society part is relatively easy. 4 topics are there in Indian society, and almost 75 marks questions are asked out of 250 on Indian society. In the classroom, Indian society, that the teacher will teach you that part, and you can get some inputs from society itself. You do not rely only on classroom teaching. Beside classroom teaching, you try to see it in the actual society, Indian society. You see how questions are asked, and you start observing Indian society. Means Indian society has different components. We have a food diversity, we have a cloth diversity, we have a ideological diversity, we have a cultural diversity, linguistic diversity. how this diversity is influencing us and get influenced by us. Regionalism related part, social issues within Indian society. With classroom teaching, you can read actual Indian society, means you can observe it through television, through movies. You can see, suppose you are staying in urban areas, you don't know differences in caste. You can watch certain movies, like suppose Article 15, it's a very good movie. You can see what may happen, even though actually those are movies. But we can sense certain remote areas, what changes are needed in those areas, what is actually happening. So related with these caste differences, religious differences, cultural differences, then regional differences, you understand it. You understand it through newspapers, through movies, okay, through discussions, through your own observations, because you have also your own observation. And if you are writing your own observation in newspaper, and that is relevant, so probability is that you will get more marks, because that is not bookish. You are going beyond it. You are applying whatever you studied in the classroom. You are applying whatever actually in a society part you read. Okay, that you are applying in actual paper with the help of your own observation of Indian society. Okay, geography part. So geography part, world geography, many people actually lack here. Some geography part is related with the social geography. Or suppose applied geography. In detail, I cannot go now. I will not go now. But this history and geography part relatively bookish, through books you can prepare it well. Then paper second, that is about the Indian polity and governance. This paper, I already told you, in this GS2 only Lakshmikant book is not sufficient. You must go beyond Lakshmikant paper. You must go beyond Lakshmikant book. It means what? Here in paper 2 there are 20 topics. There are 20 topics. See, I'm going in detail because on YouTube in some certain promotional lectures, we actually discuss general things, because those who listen it, watch it, they are the general student. Might be interested, might not be interested in the examination, but now we are starting classroom teaching. So we will try to go in detail. And from the next Saturday and Sunday, we'll start our actual teaching. So in detail we will go. Every subject we will introduce. So what is exactly syllabus of that subject? Okay. Then what are the terminologies in that subject? So we will open up subject one after another. So here 1 to 9 topics, they are related with Indian polity, means Indian constitution. The Indian constitution, there are various contents like preamble, fundamental rights, okay, directive principle of state policy, union government, local self-government, etc. But only 1 to 9 topics are related with this. Okay, here current event related with this part, that can be asked in the examination. Some conceptual part plus current event, that can be asked in the examination. But topic 10 to 16, they are sorry, governance related part. You will not get these parts in one particular book. You will have to collect it from various notes. In classroom, we will give you some notes. We will give you some articles, and some topics we'll discuss in the classroom. Because on some topic, discussion will help you, because that is not directly given in books. Like suppose certain schemes and application of these schemes and problems arise out of those applications. So schemes directly are not asked in the examination. Only problems which arise from the application of that scheme, that is asked. Those problems are asked. And that is also not on particular scheme. Sometimes they ask problems of particular scheme. So in general, what may happen when we are governing those policies, laws, schemes, etc. So that we will discuss in the classroom. Those notes you will get in the classroom. Okay. Here, governance and good governance. You might have heard these names. Listen these names. Good governance, right? E-governance. ऐकलं असेल तुम्ही लोकांनी. Okay, e-governance. So what are the advantages of e-governance? How e-governance and good governance are corrected? तसं तुम्ही सोशल ऑडिट कधीतरी ऐकलं असेल कोणाकडनं तरी. सोशल ऑडिट नावाचा एक प्रकार असतो. सोशल ऑडिट असतं, सिटीजन चार्टर असतं. तर नेमकं या संकल्पना काय आहेत? हाऊ दे आर रिलेटेड विथ गव्हर्नन्स, हाऊ दे आर इम्प्रुव्हिंग अवर गव्हर्नन्स, इंडियाज गव्हर्नन्स. That you will see. Okay, so that we will discuss in the paper 2. When you will see marks, main examination marks of student, around 120 plus minus student may get in paper first. Then in paper 2, it is possible to get more than 115 or 20 marks in paper 2 out of 250, because this is relatively simple. Like suppose 17 to 20 topics, they are related with international relations, and most of the time they are asked on the current events. Okay. And governance part, here where people lack, where students lack, they lack in knowing the governance part. They generally bluff. Why? Because that is not given in books. They don't pay attention in classroom, or sometimes they are absent in the classroom. And that is not that much easy. You will get only 2 pages notes from somewhere else and you will read it and you will answer it. Those questions are dynamic. UPSC actually changes its flavor of those questions. Those are dynamic questions. Okay. So here this paper 2, here you may get more than 115 to more than 120 marks. Then paper 3, it is relatively difficult. 250 marks paper, but when you will see score of many students who have given main examination, their score is in between 65 to 80 marks. To get even 100 marks is difficult in paper, because you can see here, this paper is mostly dependent on technical part and its application, current event. Like suppose technology related part, economic development, Indian economy, biodiversity, then security, that is internal security, that is again technical part, plus current event, and disaster management. So these topics are not known to us. These topics are new to us. And same in main examination, I always say you start your preparation with paper 3, with GS paper 3. Students start their preparation with paper 2, which is relatively simple. So you start your preparation and you can see marks of previous students who have given their main examination. Now here as a student, you may not know student who have given main exam, but as a teacher, as a faculty member, as a coach in these competitive examinations, we know their marks. So here there is a scope to increase 15 to 20 marks if you are aware about the difficulty level starting from your preparation. Then you can increase your marks. Fourth paper, ethics, integrity and aptitude. Now here many times we say कि bookish material is relatively less important. Yes, initial part is needed, but after that, whatever is discussed in the classroom, whatever teacher explain about those topics in the classroom, whatever awareness you are developing about ethics and integrity part, because in paper 4, half of the questions are asked on case studies. Means 100 for 130 marks out of 250, no syllabus is there. Only case studies are there. Now, on the basis of those case studies, you must answer those questions, you must give your opinion. And in 50% part, questions are asked related with your own experience in life. Your UPSC tries to judge your own ethics and integrity. I will show you that paper. Actually, I wanted to show this paper in the classroom, but in one lecture it is not possible. Okay, this is the paper 4. I will show you some simple questions. Suppose I'm not selecting any question, randomly I'm going. Suppose this third. What does each of the following quotation means to you? Okay, this is like an essay paper. These quotation are given, quotes are given. and they are asking our opinion on those quotes, right? Like suppose ethics is knowing the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. What difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. म्हणजे आपण काय करू शकतो, आपल्याला काय अधिकार आहे, नेमकं काय योग्य आहे, त्याच्यातला डिफरन्स ते म्हणजे ethics. That you will have to expand in your own words. Then here, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, let Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, his quotation is given, his quote is given. On that quote, question is asked. Similarly, here one statement you can see which is simple. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. You suppose you are a businessman. You are earning money, you are expanding business. But what you have compromised? Whether you have compromised your family, whether you have compromised your children, whether you have compromised your ethics, whether you have compromised societal interest. What actually you have to give up in order to get it. You can write it from the ethics integrity point of view. So these discussions in the classroom, they will be very helpful. Similarly, here some questions are asked related with civil servants. So these questions are very lengthy. That's why here in online session, it will be difficult to explain. So see, here are simple things. They're asking you 30 words description, your opinion, okay, short note on just these words. The constitutional morality means what? That is supposed slightly difficult right now. But probity in public life. First of all, there are two things: private life and public life. So what do you mean by public life? Can you define public life means what? Anything which comes in your mind. Life of politician, life of civil servant, life of celebrities, life of sports person, anyone. Okay, even we. When we actually suppose I am here in the classroom, I am here with the students, I am actually interact with various students. That is my public life. And I also have my private life, right? So here in private life, suppose secrecy. In private life, you may have certain secrecy. But in public life, whatever you are doing, like suppose as a civil servant, secrecy is nowadays you have right to information. It is not allowed because you are working for people. But in private life, that is different. In private, certain things you can keep secret. That is your own right. So they are asking probity in public life means what? So which principle we must adhere in public life so that it will lead to probity. Last one, or suppose second last, fourth one, challenges of digitalization. What exactly is happening because of digitalization? Which challenges arise because of digitalization? So we cannot just write the negative things. There are challenges of digitalization. Challenge of digitalization, digital, we can say literacy. This is also challenge. This is also challenge. Public face, we are losing because of digitalization. Suppose getting form, that time is 5 p.m. I'm closing it down, closing that website. But suppose I'm in office and particular person, needy person is coming in office and that is 5 minutes after the 5 o'clock. But I know that person is a, we can say needy person. I know that person is a correct person, but because that public transport is late, something happened to him. That's why that person came late. So I may give him or her that benefit. That is a personal touch in one-to-one relationship. That touch is not available, possible in digitalization. There are certain advantages as well as there are certain disadvantages. So these are multiple aspects that we can discuss, okay, and we can explain here. So in this way, actually, we will learn in paper 4. So paper 1 to 4, you will prepare in this way. And the last part that we will discuss is about the optional subject. Now you have just started your preparation, but I will advise you, without wasting time, you start searching your optional subject. You start working on optional subject. Means which optional you will select, why you will select, what is the probability of getting marks. Actually, every optional subject get marks. But what is the probability of you to get those marks? So generally, I advise to students, you select humanities optional subject. I do not actually suggest student to select physics, chemistry, biology, maths, or engineering subject. If you are very good in this subject, then only you opt this option. Otherwise, common student do not opt this subject, because then your competition with is best of that subject, specialize in that subject. But in suppose history, geography, political science, sociology, anthropology, etc. These are non-technical subjects. So as far as possible, you try to select optional from this subject. And this public administration, political science, history, geography, okay, sociology, all these subjects are getting marks. All these subjects are getting marks. Another thing, certain subjects are lengthy, but less dynamic. Means the syllabus is vast, but relatively they are straightforward. Some subjects, they are shorter one. Syllabus is short, when they are more dynamic. Means your thinking is required on those subjects. If you are good in thinking, then you can get very good marks in that subject. So you can see your own strength and weaknesses, and on the basis of your own strength and weaknesses, you can select optional subject. So in this, actually, there are different criteria. Once actually our batch is started, I will take separate lecture on optional selection. For other batches also, we take optional selection lecture. Our optional batches will start from the next month. Okay, till then actually you start your own searching which optional subject is suitable to you. Just don't read syllabus, because sometimes suppose you are physics graduate, you will see the physics syllabus says I am well known with this physics syllabus. It is better than sociology, better than public administration or history. But this should not be criteria. Even don't go behind questions. Sometimes question seems to be simple, but when we write that answer, how to write that answer, we must know it. Some questions are very difficult when we see those questions right now, but after reading that subject, you can easily answer those questions. So there are different criteria for different subjects. So you also see those criteria. Also, when you inquire about this optional subject with your colleagues, seniors, suppose I have taken particular subject and I got less marks in that subject, or I'm not comfortable in that subject, then I may tell you, don't take that subject. It's very difficult. UP is not giving marks to that subject. Why? Because it's my own experience and you carry my own experience with you. So this is also not right way to select optional subject. So independently, objectively, you see those optional subjects. Now here, optional, so marks range for optional subject. What should be your target? Generally, those who get post in UPSC, their marks range is from 250 to 300. Exceptionally, 1 or 2 students may get more than 300. That is exceptionally good. But when we are becoming more realistic, our target should be to reach around 270, 280 or 290 in optional subject. And as easy, I'm saying that is not that much easy to get 270, 280 marks in optional subject. It means both the papers. It is, means you will have to learn that subject in depth. UPSC optional subject depth is more. In GS paper, spread is more. But in optional subject, depth is more. Your level, that level is definitely more than graduation. Definitely more than graduation. And in UPSC, here there is a cutthroat competition. Your presentation skill is important. Your conceptual understanding of that subject is important. Your grip over that subject is important. Then guidance is also very important. Because if guidance is not there, then in trial and error method or by trial and error method, you may prepare that subject, you may think you know that subject. But compared to other students, up to what level we stand, so there should be someone to tell you that you compared to other students, you stand here. And these are the lacunas in your preparation when we are preparing for UPSC examination. Because in graduation, sometimes just by simple reading, you will get marks. And you may be in that impression. But here, different type of analysis is needed. Because here, questions are more analytical, more dynamic in optional subject also. By considering all these factors, guidance is one of the important factors. Suppose philosophy is your optional subject. Whether guidance is available for philosophy, even though you like it, guidance is not available, then don't take it. At least some good senior should be there who will help you from time to time, and that senior should be good in that subject, not only senior. If that student himself or herself don't know that subject, just he or she is preparing since last 2-3 years, so that is not useful. So this shall be criteria. In detail, we will discuss these criteria later on in the selection of optional subject. Okay, so here this was all about this presentation. Okay, now I will explain you about this batch. I already told you about this batch. So from next week, we'll start our actual teaching. We'll open up subjects. Some students have taken our admission, but because of the morning miscommunication, okay, some students actually they are watching this lecture on online mode. We have formed group of students who have inquired about this weekend batch. We have taken admission in the weekend batch. You please call on counselor number and ask them to add your number in that group so that you will get relevant information. And this is last lecture which is available on YouTube. From next session, it will not be available on YouTube. It will be available on the online mode, means you will get link from our academy, or offline mode. And I will advise to student, you take, if possible, in an offline batch admission. In my promotional that lecture also, I explained why offline lectures are more important. Like suppose in front of me there are some students, I am talking with them. Now after this lecture also, I will talk with them. But online student, sometimes that communication gap remains. Okay, that always remains. In only situation where it is not possible for you to take offline sessions, then only you can join online section. So you can inquire about the schedule on Tuesday or Wednesday. You will get the detailed schedule. Okay, you can actually on the group you will get detailed information. So if you are interested in this batch, please ensure that your name is included in that group. Thank you. We will stop here.